Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's One Entertainment coming at you guys with another top five. This week's top five, guys, we got top five favorite bosses of mine across the Zelda games of the N64. Obviously, there's only two: Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask is my favorite, though. So coming at the number five spot, we got Gorg. For him, I put him at number five just because it was a fun challenge as a kid when I was going through it. To defeat him, all you really have to do is stun him using the Zora fins, boomerang, whatever those are, and go down to the bottom of the water and zap him with your Zora magic, whatever that's called too. I'm sure they have official titles, but I'm too ignorant to look them up. So he really isn't too challenging. Obviously, there is a quick kill method in which you stun him at the very bottom, kind of trap him in place, and repeatedly use the magic on him. The fight in that instance only lasts a couple minutes, but obviously at the halfway mark, he's going to shoot out some of his tiny fish minions, which really aren't that challenging to defeat. He's coming at the number five spot because it was a nice challenge growing up as a kid. I'm pretty sure I raged at this guy a bunch of times. Now that I know the quick kill method, however, it goes a lot quicker when I replay through the game. And look at how cute he is in the bird. Look at. Isn't that something? Comes in at the number five spot. Coming in at the number four spot, however, we're jumping right over to Ocarina of Time, the Shadow Temple baby. It's Bongo Bongo. Easily one of my favorite Ocarina of Time bosses. Obviously, that's why it made the list. But this one's super unique in that you do have to use the Lens of Truth to know what you're doing. Basically, just stun the two hands. This is similar to many Nintendo bosses throughout the years. One that comes to mind is Shifting Sandland, the iRock boss. As you can see here, though, once you stun the two hands, the eye is going to come at you. So just brace yourself like this gentleman does. And be careful too because it is quite challenging. It's easy to get knocked off. And the longer you spend in that green goop over there, the worse it is going to be for you because it drains magic like nobody's business. This gentleman who completes it here is a lot better than I am at the game, so he doesn't actually have to use the Lens of Truth. Obviously, if you do use it, you're able to see the eye coming at you, and you can hit it a little bit more effectively. But Bongo Bongo, simple, but then again, easier said than done. Coming at the number three spot, though, we got another Ocarina of Time boss, Phantom Ganon. Where to even begin with this fellow? Right off the rip, he jumps into the painting, and basically throughout the fight causes you to make sure you're staying on your tippy toes at all times because he's jumping from painting to painting. You got to look around. If you don't, he's going to zap you with his big magic wand that deals tons of damage, so watch out for that. Once you've hit him a couple times through that method, he's going to pop out and start playing tennis with you. All you got to do is redirect his energy balls, and after a couple volleys or so, depending on how many times you've hit him already, he's going to knock down on the floor and you're open to attack him. So just repeat this process over and over again and he's done. This is honestly not too challenging of a boss. It's probably easier than the other two I mentioned already, but I put it at the number three spot just because I love the two-phase style to it. I love how it starts off with the whole painting aesthetic and you have to find them, and kind of how creepy the whole atmosphere is. There's definitely a lot of atmosphere to that one. Comes in at number three. At the number two spot, however, we got yet another Majora's Mask boss, and this one's easily my favorite from the game. It's the masked mechanical monster goat who appears in the Snowhead Temple. And this one's pretty cool in that you can defeat him in a couple different ways. The first method, obviously, is the one I'm sure we've all tried ourselves growing up for the first time, and that's actually chasing after him, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is the first boss you actually have to chase. And that's using the Goron Link. If you're not Goron Link, you're going to have a hard time catching up to him. The other method, which I haven't shown here, is just using Young Link, going up to the side on one of those snowdrifts over there, and shooting him with a shit ton of bows, or I mean, shit ton of arrows, and you can kill him pretty quickly. But either way you do it, he's still a lot of fun to be had. Be careful though, because as you're rolling around as a Goron, he can drop projectiles from the ceiling, but eventually you'll get him down a good amount and you'll be able to knock him out. So he comes in at the number two spot for just being kind of a pussy, to be honest, but a cool pussy. Coming in at the number one spot, I'm sure it's no shocker if you ever played any video game, King Dodongo. What a boss, guys. Easily my favorite in the entire series. Where do I begin with? No, I'm just kidding. Nah, he's ass. Coming at the number one spot, I was talking about atmosphere earlier. We got Ganon, the final boss to Ocarina of Time, and probably my favorite Zelda boss of all time. This one is super sick. It takes place right outside the crumbled tower that you literally just escaped after defeating Ganondorf, and this is Ganon in his most epic form ever. All you really have to do is roll underneath him, like this gentleman does here, and slash him with either the Bigoron Sword, Megaton Hammer, whatever you have at your disposal, because you can't use the Master Sword. That's completely taken from you through the entirety of the fight. As you can see, you pick it up halfway through once you've damaged him enough. Another technique you could use is shoot him with light arrows in the face. That's going to stun him and give you enough time to go and hit his tail. And just wait to see this finishing blow. When I was a kid and I beat this boss for the first time, bro, I legit felt like Superman because it's amazing. And it's a great finish to a fantastic video game. Comes in at the #1 spot for my favorite Zelda N64 boss. And thank you guys again for watching my video. Let me know what you want to see next. Appreciate it.